Yeah, there is not much theory on this one. Today we are going to deep dive into the securing our MuleSoft APIs using Azure Active Directory as a central identity provider. Okay. Here, OpenID connectivity is a modern identity layer built on the top of the OAuth 2.0 protocol, designed for securing authentication and in distributed applications. Coming to OpenID connectivity in MuleSoft, it typically involves securing our APIs or applications within OpenID token and using Mule connectors and policies to handle the authentication between the flows and token validation. And here, OpenID connectivity enables client application to authenticate the user without directly managing the credentials and their responsibilities to identify the providers. Here, ID token contains the information about the user like email, name, and the typically used to authenticate the user in your application. And while OAuth 2.0 focus on authorization, like granting permissions to the access resources, and here OpenID acts as an authentication, verify the user identity. So here authentication means verify the user, who is the user by providing the ID token, and authorization means grant access to protect the net resources with the access token. Okay. So let's go into the POC. So the pre-requirements for this POC, we need endpoint platform credentials and admin access, and Azure Active Directory admin level access and credentials, and one MuleSoft application created and published to Exchange. So you can go to any browser and you can type as Azure Portal Login. You can click on Azure Portal Login. Click on sign in. If you don't have account, you can create your account and you can sign in here and create your account and you can sign in. Once after signing, you can see this page. Welcome to Azure. Yeah, my screen is.
Yes, Praveen, it's very well.
Yeah, you can go to this page and you can see Microsoft Enter ID. You need to click on this one. Once after clicking on this one, you can go to Manage. In Manage, you can see app registrations. You can click here. When you create the account, you can see there is no applications. You need to click on New Registration, and here you need to give the name. And you need to select the first one, and everything will be remain as default, and you need to click on Register. Once after application is registered, you can see the client ID. You need to copy this one, this client ID, and this tenant ID. And you can see here endpoints. You need to go here, and you can see here WS Federation sign-on endpoint. This will be the issuer ID in the MuleSoft configuration. So you need to take this one. After this, you can go to certificates and secrets to get our client secret. So by default, there will be nothing. You need to click on new client secret and you need to enter the name or description. And it expires in 6 months and you need to click on add. can see the client secret value. You need to take this one and secret ID. This secret value will show only once, so you need to copy this one and store it somewhere to configure in the MuleSoft platform, endpoint platform. After this, you need to click on API permissions. You need to click on add permissions. Select Microsoft Graph. And here you need to select delegate permissions. And here you need to search application. In applications, you need to select these things, these two, read all, read write all. And you need to select directory. In directory, you need to select access as user all, read write all. And you need to select user as well. In user, you need to give all the access. After these three, you need to click on application permissions. Again, you need to select application here. Same thing, you need to select for applications also. And users. After selecting in both delegate permissions and applicant permissions, click on add permissions. Once all these permissions are added, you need to click on grant admin consent for the default directory. And you need to click on yes. Once it's successful, you can see everything, every permission get tick mark. Yeah, this is the setup you need to do in the Azure portal. Any questions up to here?
Okay, I think let me quickly check in chat. Do we have any question till this point? Just allow me one minute. Yes, you will get recording, but anything till this point, like he registered the things on the Azure account. So till this point, anyone has any doubt?
No, Ravi.
Okay, fine. So we can proceed next.
Now we need to do the configurations in endpoint platform. So we can go to our endpoint platform, and you need to go to access management, and here you need to select the client providers. Let me see. You need to select client providers and you need to click on add client provider and select OpenID connectivity DCR for Microsoft Entra ID. And you need to give the name. And here you can see the issuer. So we have taken the issuer ID here. From the endpoints, we have taken this WS Federation sign-on endpoint. So this will be our issuer ID URL. You need to take this one. And tenant ID. And you need to take the client ID. And you need to take the client secret value. If you want to set the expiration for client secret, you can select here. By default, it will be 6 months. And click on advanced settings. Here you need to enable all these three. After this, click on create. And you can see here test application one is created in client providers. Now we need to set up in the environment to pick up the client provider. So go to business users, select the user, click on environments and click on sandbox. You can see client provider, click on drop down and you need to select your application and click on update. Once done, you can see here the default client provider as test app one, which we created. Now we can implement the policy, OAuth policy. I already have one application in Exchange. So we need to register this API in API Manager. Go to API Manager. Click on add new API. Click on next. So here already I have one application in Exchange. I'm selecting that one. Click on next. You can see there will be client provider option here. You can select your client provider. If there is only one, by default, that one will be selected. You need to select this client provider and click on next. And remaining will be default. And click on save. So here the auth policy is not visible until client provider is client setup. So if you already have any API registered in API manager, this policy will not applicable there because after setting up the client provider only, we need to register our API in API manager. So we can take this instance ID. And I have taken this application studio also. We need to give the instance ID. So now go to policies. Click on add policy. So after setting up the client provider, then only the OpenID connectivity access token enforcement will be visible to us. So click on this one, click on next. So here everything will be default. No need to change anything. And click on apply. So you can see OpenID connectivity access token enforcement is policy is applied. Now go to API summary. Click on here. View app in Exchange. And click on request access. Select your instance, API instance, create new application. You can give the application name and click on create. Click on request access. You will get client ID and client secret. We need to use this one for token generation. After client ID generation, when you go to your Azure, you can see here, go to one app registration, just refresh the page, click on all applications. You will able to see the application which we have created in Exchange also. So it will dynamically created in Azure side also. When we created the new application in Exchange, it will create in Azure side also. Any questions as of now?
So in chat, I can see we have two questions. So one is, do you plan to show how to use only one IDP or more in the same time?
Yeah,
Okay,
currently we are
so
using Azure only. So it's a temporary.
okay, okay. Yeah, actually, this is fine. This is trial account, so there's no concern on that
Yeah.
part.
Now go to your studio.
Okay, Praveen, like before you will go to so you are going for calling this API or
Yeah, now going to call need to call this API.
okay, yeah. Before that, I want to share my screen
Okay.
and let me give them a high level overview like what we did so far, and then you can share your screen again.
Yeah, sure.
Stop sharing for 1 minute.
Yeah.
Okay. So, 1 minute. Can anyone confirm my screen is visible or not? Is it visible?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay. So like till this point we discuss about like how to do all the setup if we want to integrate the OpenID Connect with OAuth policy. Okay. Now we will get some idea like internally how these things are working. Okay. Like how OpenID link with the OAuth policy and like what is the mechanism of working this OAuth policy. Okay, let's say one customer will onboard on the company portal. Okay, so what will happen? So first thing, he will call the OAuth service provider to generate the client ID and client secret. Okay, like once we do the registration, one client ID and client secret will be assigned to that particular user. Okay, and after that, that client will use that client ID and client secret to generate the token. So client will make request to OAuth service provider. So using that client ID and client secret, it will return the JWT token, you can say, or OAuth token, you can say. That token will be generated. Okay, now client will call the, like, from client side they want to call the mule server. Okay, so whenever they want to make a request, so first thing they will pass that request with that OAuth token to MuleSoft gateway. It can be any gateway like MuleSoft gateway or Flex gateway, anything will be there. Okay, what this MuleSoft gateway will do, internally it will call our API manager where we registered our API. Okay, and the auto discovery ID what will be generated here, it will be stored inside the Mule server. Okay, within the Mule application. So that helps this API manager to communicate with runtime manager. Okay, so when request will come to MuleSoft gateway, so first that request will be redirected to API manager, and internally API manager, like when you will apply this OAuth policy or OpenID Connect policy, we provide the redirection URL like this validation URL and all. Okay, so what it will do, internally it will call the OAuth service provider to validate the token. If that token is valid token, then that request will be redirected to the MuleSoft server. Okay, and if that is invalid token, from gateway itself it will send 401 unauthorized access error to client. Okay, so this is the internal mechanism, like how this OAuth policy works. Okay, now you will say, like, independently you can use this OAuth policy or not. Answer will be yes, you can independently use this OAuth policy. So that OAuth service provider can be anything. It can be Okta, it can be like Azure Active Directory. Okay, you can use any of the OAuth service provider. Even like we have many other third party where you can register, which you can register as a OAuth service provider. But this OpenID Connect, like how they are playing role here. So if you are using OpenID Connect on top of OAuth, so like generally, like it will not come individually, it will come on top of OAuth 2.0 only. Okay, and the main objective of using this OpenID Connect, like it allows the client to verify the identity of the user. Okay, so whatever client ID and secret, like secret you will generate on the exchange, that will be registered on the OpenID Connect, and that client ID and secret will be used to generate the OAuth token. Okay, the main objective of using this OpenID Connect to manage the client credential to verify the client identity. Okay, so that is the main objective of using the OpenID Connect on top of OAuth. I hope you people got the internal mechanism, how things are working. If anyone want me to repeat this, I can repeat it again. Or if any question on this.
Could you please explain me in the Anypoint platform? I was rejoined as I didn't get the voice in clear before.
Okay, like we haven't explained on the Anypoint platform yet. I'm just explaining the internal mechanism, how things are working here. So you want me to repeat this part or you're good? Theoretical part,
So,
like the internal
where can
mechanism.
I get the client ID and client secret details in the auth service?
Okay, so let's say if you want to register any client using OpenID Connect, then you need to go to Exchange, and there you will register one client. Okay, then you will get one client ID and client secret. Okay, that you need to share with your uh, like client or third party vendor who want to connect with your MuleSoft server. So what they will do, using that client ID and client secret, they will call the OAuth service provider first. They will get the token, and then using that token, they will call your Mule application. Okay. Now, in between, MuleSoft Gateway and API Manager will come in picture. Okay, so what like process wise, first you need to register your API on API Manager. You will get one auto discovery ID that you need to configure in your Mule application before the deployment. Okay, once you will deploy that, auto discovery ID will help this API Manager and runtime manager to communicate with each other. Okay, now token is generated. Client will call the Mule server. So that request will not come to Mule server directly. In between, MuleSoft Gateway will play the role. Okay, whenever we are passing any request to Mule application, so first that request will go to MuleSoft Gateway, and we will have load balancer also. By default, we will have shared load balancer, but if you want to have your like you can say more secured one, then you can go with the dedicated load balancer. Okay, that is separate thing that will not that don't play any role as part of this security mechanism. Coming to security mechanism, MuleSoft Gateway will get the request, and it will redirect that request to API Manager. And in API Manager, when you apply this OpenID Connect policy, we provide the validation URL. Okay, that is the URL of this OAuth service provider. So that request will go to this OpenID Connect. Okay, and the token we passed as part of this request, it will validate that token. Okay, so it will do two kind of validation. One is token is expired or not, and second thing that is like valid token or not. In any case, like either token is expired, even if it is valid token, but token is expired, or if it is invalid token, it will send 401 error, and MuleSoft Gateway itself will return that 401 error. If it is like token is valid token, then like from API Manager, again request will come to Gateway, and Gateway will call the MuleSoft API, and whatever request you have made, it will serve that request, and it will send you success response back to client. Is it clear now? Okay. Now Praveen will explain you practically like how we will do all this thing. Okay. So in backend, like what happened, I explained this part. Now Praveen will show you like on front end side how we will do all this.
Yeah. Hi Ravi, I have one query.
Yes, please go ahead.
So we need to register each and every application, right? Like is how it will work on versioning. So upload the new version to the exchange. It will work the same client, any client's secret will work for this.
Okay. You mean to say like you like can you repeat the question?
So he's Praveen is mentioned, right? He upload an application to the exchange. He created
Yes.
one more application out of this for granting the access request application from where we will get the client ID and
Yes.
client secret. So
Yes.
in future, if you go with the maybe we are doing a 1.0.0. So in future, if you go with a new version, like the same request ID will work. So like we need to create a new application and we need to pass the client ID and client secret.
Yeah, you can use same client ID and client secret for new version also.
Okay, so it won't affect, right?
Yes, it will not.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
No, in that case also it will not impact the auto discovery ID. Still, you can use same one. Yeah, ideally yes, but let me validate. Maybe we'll connect separately on this part. So I need to understand like you are mentioning versioning. So you are just doing some kind of modification in your application, and you are redeploying your application, or versioning means you want to have two.
that into the Exchange, and that this version I'm updating into the Anypoint Studio as well. And I'm again deploying the application into the runtime manager. So here, auto discovery ID will be the same, or do we need to
Yes.
create
Okay.
another auto discovery
No,
ID?
no, it will be same.
Okay.
After updating your version in the exchange, you also have to update the version in the API manager. Then the same version, whatever you're expecting, will be in the effect that you have to do.
Okay. Thank you. So that the new resource will we can test it, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Praveen, you can share your screen now.
I think there is questions in the chat.
Okay, I think Eduardo is helping to answer the things. Yeah, he is not asking question. He is helping to answer things.
Well, let me share my screen. Yeah, my screen is visible.
Yes, it's visible, Praveen.
Yeah, after creating a new application in Exchange, we will get the same application dynamically in the Azure platform side also. So now we need to go to our platform, go to access management, in business groups. You need to take your organization client ID and client secret. I have already taken it. By using this organization client ID and client secret, you need to deploy your application into cloud.
Have you added auto discovery here like in the global elements?
Yeah, I already added it. Okay, let me show you that one also. Click on deploy. You can see I have added the auto discovery. Let's wait for the application to deploy in the cloud.
Yeah, Edward, I think you were asking about the role part. Okay, so we'll discuss role part maybe once Praveen will complete his POC part. So we'll discuss about role also, and yeah, that is very important part. So in OAuth policy, like we do two things. One is authentication, and second one is authorization. So till this point, we discuss about the authentication, but we haven't discussed about authorization. So I will discuss on that part also, maybe at the end of this meeting.
Once the application is deployed, you need to go to your runtime manager. Application is deployed. Wait, just see the status.
Okay, Praveen. Let it deploy. Meanwhile, we can discuss. We have few questions here. So first thing, like someone highlighted about the role part. Okay, so whenever we are providing this token, okay, so in token we do provide the scope also. Okay, what kind of access he will have. Let's say we deployed one application, and within that application we have two resources. Okay, one resource is related to admin activity, and other resource is for all the customer activity, let's say. Okay, so I want to give access for all the admin related resource to only admin client. Okay, and I want to give all the customer related resource access to customer client. Okay, in that case, when we are providing them access, we can provide their scope also. Okay, what kind of scope will be applicable for that particular client. Okay, and same scope we can configure on our MuleSoft server side. Okay, like for this particular scope, what all API they can access. Okay, so that kind of thing we define when we configure the service and routing, and in that place, like we define what all scope or role he will have access. Okay, in this way, we can control the authorization, like that particular user is authorized to perform or call that particular API or resources or not. Okay, and Jhansi, your last question, what you mentioned, so we already discussed on this part. So OAuth 2.0, like it's a, you can say, dynamic token based policy we have, which we use to do authentication and authorization. Okay, so within using OAuth policy also, you can do the authentication and authorization. You can secure your API. But if you want your if you want to need something on top of that to manage the client identity, okay, like verifying the client identity, in that case we will go with OpenID. Okay, in that case, like you don't need any other uh, client credential management which will need to manage your OAuth server. Are you getting my point? So in short, you can say
Yes.
OpenID will work on top of OAuth 2.0, and it will help the client to verify the identity of the user.
Use both policies or else only one.
No, no. If you will apply OpenID Connect, OAuth will be implemented internally. You can say OpenID, it will not work independently. OAuth you can use independently, but OpenID will use OAuth in backend. Okay, when you will implement this OpenID Connect. Is it clear?
Yes, Ravi.
Hi Praveen.
Yeah, yes.
You can deploy direct the jar and through runtime manager so that you'll get to know what is there.
Actually, previously also I had tried one application, it's worked fine, but I'm not able to get the logs also to check what's the issue.
Okay.
Let me delete this. Let me start.
So Praveen, it should be okay. Like, do you have any running application where you have applied OpenID? Do you have any other working application?
Yeah, actually just now also this one is working. Maybe
Okay,
that's
yeah, you can demo with this one only.
yeah. Okay. Once our application is deployed, when you go to logs, you will be able to see the policy applied policy OpenID connectivity token enforcement. Okay. When you click on this one, you take this URL and browse this application. Not able to see your screen. It's not visible. It is freezed. Okay, let me reshare.
Sorry, Praveen. It was visible for me. Maybe there might be some issue with a particular person. So you can share. I think it was visible for me and should be visible for most of the people.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
visible clearly.
yeah, yes, yes.
Me too.
Yeah. You can take this URL and go to Postman. In this application, you can see access token was not provided. So to get the access token, you need to go to Azure Active Directory. In endpoints, you need to go to your test application. In endpoints, let me refresh this one. You will be able to see OAuth 2.0 token endpoint to version 2. You need to copy this URL. So I already copied this one. This is the URL. It will select the method as post. In body, you need to select this one and you need to pass grant type as client credentials. And scope, we have given in-app permissions. While selecting the permissions, we have given the scope as Microsoft Graph. So what are all the permissions we have given? We can use the scope to get. So we can use the scope as this one. Client ID and client secret from Exchange. and click on send. You will able to get the token. So we are using another application. So go here, click on authorization, bearer token, clear all. So my previous application, when you click on send, go here and paste the token and click on send. You will able to see the message. So by using this scope, in scope on, I mean in Microsoft graph only we have passed the permissions. So we need to mention the scope.
Praveen, can you send this token in chat?
Okay. In
Hi,
this meeting chat,
Praveen.
Yeah, in this chat.
So how it works in real time? I mean, once the token was expired, so how it can regenerate it, and we are testing it now in Postman. So how can it regenerate?
Okay, so for that, like you need to understand the concept of refresh token.
so
Okay,
in place of grant type, basically we will have one more grant type as refresh token like that.
Praveen, have you shared that? I cannot see in chat.
I already shared this one. Okay, the message you're trying more than 1,000 characters. It's not
Oh,
able to
okay,
send.
okay.
Yeah, in this way we can apply the OpenID connectivity using Azure Active Directory for MuleSoft applications.
Okay, I think we are done from our side. Like so, as per today agenda, like we want to explain the OAuth 2.0 and how this OpenID Connect we can apply on top of OAuth 2.0. So if you people have any doubt or anything you want to discuss, and this is not only for us, like for everyone, like I think many people are supporting here to clarify the things. So yeah, it's like kind of discussion for everyone. If you have any question or if you want to explain anything, like or you want to share your experience, then yeah, feel free to jump in this discussion.
Oh, thank you, Praveen. Thank you, Ravi, for providing this thing.
Yeah, thank you everyone.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Praveen and Rahul.
Yeah, thanks. So like let's have like a few, like let me take few screenshot of this event. If you people are okay, then you can turn on your camera maybe for 30 seconds. I will take few screenshot and then we can end this discussion. So let me quickly check. Just allow me a few seconds. And we'll try to share this like recording, and we'll share all this PPT what we have prepared. So maybe by today end of day we'll share. Okay, thanks. I'm done. And thanks everyone for joining this session. And like if anyone interested to be part of this speaker, then please let me know. Like maybe in future we'll arrange more meetups, and then you people can present your ideas and things as part of this speaker. And maybe after this event, you people will receive one email for feedback part. So it's very important for us. Like if you people will share feedback where we can improve, then yeah, we'll work on that part and we'll try to improve session like when we will have any future session. Okay, thanks everyone.
Thank you, Ravi. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajesh. Thank you,
Thank
Rohit.
you, everyone.
Happy weekend.